boys.
Right, Chuffles definitely locks down that Wusa. Now we have Tomato sitting back, bringing in that CR and Ganymede. Chuffles going to be taking his time now, sitting back as you can kind of see. He's really thinking about this one, trying to decide what to do. Obviously, CR, an amazing pick for him, but it has been taken away.
I could see him going with a Perna pick here. He definitely likes to use that Perna, and there it is, along with the Bella Jewel here with a double immunity right off the bat.
I like the approach right there. Now we have Tomato trying to decide what he wants to do, bringing in that Lima, the Light Oracle.
But it kind of goes back to what we were saying previously with Tomato taking some of the monsters that Chuffles has. He did go with the Sierra first pick against Chuffles, which is a monster that Chuffles actually uses quite a bit. And we saw him use against his last matchup between Barrion as well. But Chuffles now coming in with the Ethna and Jemire.
Very unique monster there. The Wind Dragon being able to reset all skills for all the players in the play. So, interesting pick. Of course, we have Perna that can come into play there. If they focus on Perna, he can use Jemire to reset, or combine that with Wusa to get that immunity up, or Velador. I mean, a lot of things are coming into play here.
It's also a speed leader with Tomato taking his Pride and Joy Sierra there. Instead of going with Faye this time, he actually decides to go with Jemire, which we don't see hardly ever. I don't think we've seen a Jemire pick in the entire World Finals so far. But we're gonna get to see what Chuffles can make with him today. And Tomato actually decides, nope, we're not gonna get to see Jemire.
We wanted to see it.
Ban you out.
But do you think that ban is a function of just, whoa, this is too much of a curveball for me to allow it through? Or I understand the implications of letting it through?
Maybe a little bit of both. Of course, Chuffles is definitely got a couple things up his sleeve. Definitely a super analytical player, of course. So with having a Jemire pick, there's probably some strategy behind it.
So here we go, Chuffles and Tomato squaring off in the semis.
Looks like Tomato was able to get that reset on Wusa and reduce the attack bars. Now we got Chuffles trying to answer back with the stun. It looks like he did get it down. Of course, Lima being able to throw it back and remove the immunity. And now we have Molong sitting back, waiting to the side. Of course, Yan Hong is up now. Looks like he's trying to get that Lima back into play. Let's cleanse the Ganymede. Let's get him back into the mix. Unfortunately, we have the chatter. Despite the fact that he cannot do any damage, he wants to increase that attack bar with that Ethna second skill. Looks like Tomato is seeing a target and wants to work it down that Ethna. Of course, now Chuffles taking his time trying to get that stun on Molong, and he was able to do so. Take note that the stun was in play before the skill ended, making note that he does have it, a spare stun on it. So really unique build. Something that we've seen Chuffles really utilize in a lot of his compositions today. The charge vitality is in. What a perfect monster to pick it with, Mr. Molong. Getting that health up so we can use the Reckless Assault. It is in, and he does take down Ethna. Now we're sitting here, Tomato, in favor. 4 monsters to 3. What do you think now, Clay?
I think it's going to be tough for Chuffles to get back into things. He's got to deal with the Ganymede. He actually has to deal with a lot of monsters before he can say that he's back into this match. As far as what I would be doing with Chuffles right now, I would focus in on one monster, try to lock it down, but without a defense break, that Perna's not going to be really doing a whole lot of damage. And Tomato having a violent Lima. Also, as he talked about, maybe a swift Yan Hong.
Correct. As he puts the Molong to sleep.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of sustainability from Tomato that Chuffles might not be able to deal with.
And actually, we just saw right there an additional turn on the Yan Hong, so it is currently on a violent set. It may have been a swift set early on. Maybe he made some necessary adjustments with the rules.
Certainly within the tournament rules, as we've discussed, players are granted the latitude to make some adjustments to the way they rune out their characters in between matches.
And it also may have been Charlotte X that was having the swift Yan Hong, so we may have got them confused there. But now, down goes the skills on the Perna, and Chuffles resigns the first game here, and we're on to game 2. But it is best of 5 for the semifinals.
I'll tell you what, for the casual viewer, when you see kind of that 4-3 advantage, and a resignation from the guy with the 3 monsters, you're thinking, well, wait a minute, you might have been able to come back, but this is just a testament to the awareness that these players have about, you know, the situation. If it's mission impossible by and large, there's no amount of RNG that can get you back into it. That's when you kind of tap out. So Chuffles finds himself in the unenviable situation of being down 1-0, but it is important to mention, now that we are in the semifinals, we talked about it earlier, neglected to remind you, it is best of 5 moving forward from here. So his back not up against the wall. Tomato needs to win 2 more games before he closes out, and Chuffles going to make some adjustments here as he takes the Wusa Etna. Is that the
Yep. Wusa, Etna, and Tomato again going with the first pick, Sierra, to take that away from Chuffles.
following up with the Molong?
Followed up with Molong, Lima, and then Chuffles now picking the Jamire once again, along with Leica. So he may be going to try to outspeed him.
Well, what was Chuffles' biggest issue in that first game?
There's a
Too much sustainability for Tomato? Was it more across the aisle, or was it...
Not enough sustainability on Chuffles' team, too much sustainability on Tomato's team, not enough damage, and then the Perna getting locked down, being able to get reset. And there's a few things that...
When we talk about sustainability, certainly the Ganymede showing up there for Tomato.
But of course now, Tomato's going to be at a situation here. Jameer was one that he banned before, but of course now Chuffles is bringing in Leo, the Wind Dragon Knight, being able to kind of counteract those speeds, given the first turn to potentially reduce the attack power on a unit, and then of course lead off with another one of his faster monsters.
Do you like this comp adjustment out of Chuffles, Clay?
It's okay. I would actually rather see Chuffles go back to his YOLO approach that took him 2-1 against Varian, and just kind of roll the dice. Put the Fae back in there, just go for it.
As we saw his Leo get banned, and here he is down 1-0, taking his chances with this comp. That was against Tomato, gets the first turn.
Taking advantage of the fact that Chuffles doesn't have any will on that, rightfully so. When you're rooting up units, certain units that you want to have the first turn, you sometimes put aside the will to get as much speed as possible. Now we have him sitting back, trying to put that bomb into play. He's going to go ahead and dig in, trying to get the sun on Etna. Etna almost taken out, but unfortunately wasn't able to do so. Now Jameer has come into play using that AoE reset to give Musa a chance to get up that immunity.
Yeah, but a ton of damage coming from that single bomb, even without attack power boost on the Sierra. Almost completely destroying the Etna. Here comes the second skill from Lima, not doing as much as Tomato would have liked to see, but should still be in a good situation here.
Yeah, just keep on working down that Etna. We'll have to see where it goes. It looks like he's going to go ahead and bring Leica's attack bar down and reset his skill. That Justice doing a ton of damage as the game progresses and as Chuffles loses monsters. The Reckless Assault is in, and a nice combination. If you take note there, Lima having that vulnerability on Molong doesn't allow Molong to actually lose any health, so it keeps Molong a little bit live in the play. Really, really nice teamwork there. Waiting for that immunity, or excuse me, the invulnerability to be teamed up with that Reckless Assault. Of course, now we're sitting back here. We're trying to get the Dragon stance into play. We got the immunity set in place. Looks like the reset comes along on Lima. Chuffles is now anxiously waiting to try to get this attack break in. He was able to get it in both on Ganymede and Sierra. But of course now, Lima being able to cleanse it and provide that invulnerability is putting Tomato at obviously a really, really good advantage here, Clay.
Yeah, just the violent rune set and how fast that Lima is, how many turns it takes. Seems like there's always some sort of heal going on, some sort of invincibility, and it's just really giving Tomato a huge advantage in this entire game so far. Jamire not really doing a whole lot, so maybe going into the next round, Chuffles might try to rethink what he's looking to do.
And he's going to have to take this time to really think about it, because again, he's down 2-0. This is it. If Tomato takes the win, he's going to be moving on to the finals.
And this is where really Chuffles can go for broke, can he not? I mean, there's no point in trying to be conservative at this point, is there?
At this point, you're down 2-0. You've tried one thing twice already. It hasn't worked. You got the Sierra first pick this time. Maybe looking to bring out the Frigate and Fae once again. Just go for it.
And Tomato wasting no time snatching the Wusa along with the Ganymede. But while he led with the Sierra, Chuffles following it up with more of the same.
Yeah, and this is pretty interesting. He hasn't really kind of laid out exactly what he's trying to do just yet. But again, that Jameer being in that second round of picks is pretty curious to see what he decides to do for these final ones.
Emilia Perna, the answer from Tomato to the Ethna Jameer. And now a Chilling showing up for Chuffles. So
a good choice there, considering you have two monsters on Tomato's end that provide all the immunity, while Chilling can take away the buffs. If he leaves Emilia in play, Emilia's still going to get those the immunity back in. Of course, now we're sitting there with Annabelle locked down, and now we're deciding what we're going to go ahead and do for the bans. Both gentlemen taking their time on this one, as it's definitely a hard one to do, especially on Chuffles' end, as this is game 3.
If I were Chuffles here, I'd probably take out either the Ganymede or the Diana, but I would say Ganymede.
Goes for the Diana. And then, of course, we got Tomato taking out the Chilling. He wants to be able to keep that immunity. I like that choice.
So a must-win situation for Chuffles, who's in a 2-0 hole in this first best-of-5 semifinal against Tomato, who's looking to lock up a trip to the finals and $10,000 minimum in prize money. Here we go.
It looks like we were able to get a clutch reset there on Ethna, as she did not have any will. Of course, the immunity is now in play by means of Wusa. It looks like now we got, of course, Jameer resetting everybody so that he can go ahead and get that skill back into play. Looks like Tomato's trying to go ahead and recycle those skills. Wants to get the immunity and possibly that defensive buff up, giving him a little bit more sustainability to combine alongside the shield. But no, he actually opts for the damage on Ethna.
And huge damage coming in from that Perna onto Ethna, taking out almost 50% of the HP there, just leaving it with a couple thousand HP left. But here we go, capture comes down onto the Ganymede, gets the clutch stun that he's looking for, able to land the bomb now, and he'll probably detonate it, absolutely, because he has that Emilia he has to worry about, of course.
Yep, definitely. Looks like Annabelle's going to come into play, getting everybody back to square one with the heals. Now have Tomato's Emilia provided that defensive buff.
You can just see how powerful that Emilia is, just removing any sort of harm from Ganymede, bringing it back to the game, and then now we're starting to finish off the Ethna with Tomato's Wusa.
Looks like Chuffles was having revenge set on that time, paired up with the Despair set, trying to get those clutch shots, but of course the immunity was in play for Tomato's side. He wasn't able to get that stun. Ethna has been locked down. Now we're trying to sit back to see what Chuffles wants to do. He's trying to work on that Ganymede, sitting at about 50% health. However, Wusa brings up a shield, and Perna knocks out that unit. Now we have Tomato sitting really, really strong right now. 4 monsters to 3. This is going to be interesting to see what Chuffles decide to do.
There's not really much that Chuffles can do. He doesn't have enough sustain. He has a Jameer there that's not really doing anything for his team other than resetting a couple times. But with the immunity that Tomato has on the rest of his 4 monsters with Emilia and Wusa, he can't get in there with his Sierra to even land a couple bombs if he does get reset from Jameer.
It's a really hard situation, even from the earlier start of that pick and ban phase. Even if you remove Emilia, you still have to deal with the Wusa on the immunity. So Tomato knows exactly what Shuffle's strengths are and is using it to his advantage right now. We're sitting back here trying to work down that Annabelle just a little bit. Doing some good damage on the CR. It's going to get the additional turn on Wusa. We're able to get it done, but still working him down. Of course, we're going to try to get that Seal Magic on CR to reset her skills. It looks like Jameer's going to go ahead and answer right back.
And Perna trying to take out that Sierra, gets it down to just a sliver of health left, unable to do so, just kind of keeping Chuffles in the game just to fight another minute here. Once that Sierra goes down, though, there's not much that Chuffles will be able to do for the rest of this tournament.
And Chuffles kind of smiling. I think he recognizes the situation at hand. Almost seems entertained by Tomato's proficiency.
Yeah, it's just taking way too many turns, and Chuffles unable to break in between the immunity on Tomato's team.
Chuffles trying to work
violent proc right here.
Here comes the big damage by Perna, and does take out CR. Nice play there.
It's a wrap, boys.
Pretty much.
Yeah, is a wrap. Tomato looking super strong though. 3 games to 0, a clean sweep.
And never really an opportunity for Chuffles to seize the initiative and do what he so often enjoys doing, which is putting the pressure on his opponent.